All right, guys, so I'm gonna start with the seated calf machine here, and I'm only gonna do one calf exercise today. I'm not sure how many sets I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'd like to start doing that more. And then once this is done, we'll move on to doing chest and back. And I'm gonna start doing something a little different since there's not a lot of people usually around me in the gym. I'm gonna start supersetting. I used to do that back in the day when I trained alone a lot more, when there's not a lot of other people. But when I was at LA Fitness, I couldn't do that. There's just too many people in the gym. And since they would close early, everyone would try to get there and get their workouts finished at the same time, so I just couldn't make it work. So, and that way, when I do that for biceps and triceps, really be able to maximize the blood flow in the arms. And the same thing with chest and back. And that way we won't have to necessarily rest as long, because it's like if you're doing a pressing movement and then you immediately turn around and you're doing a pulling movement, other than catching your breath, you really don't have to rest that long, which is nice. All right, good stuff. 3 plates. Okay. All right. Go to 4 plates. We'll go by feel on this one. I don't know how much heavier I'm gonna go. I think we'll stop there. All right. So moving on, we'll start with a reverse wide grip bench press. And then we'll start with some wide grip pull downs. I'll be pulling to the front. And I'll superset those. So I'll just jump from set to set, back and forth. Really maximize the blood flow and the muscle for both the chest and the back. So this is gonna feel great, regardless of the weight we use. Okay. Start by just getting some blood into the muscle. Using 80 pounds here. Let's go to 90. All right. Go to 100. Just really trying to flush some blood in there. Okay. Next set will be 120. All right. So I just started with the bar. Did that for 20 reps, and then I put 95 pounds on there and did that for 12 reps. So, and oh no, I did that one for 20 reps. So now it'll be 135. Get all the tendons warmed up in the shoulders. Yeah, these kind of remind me of dips in the way it's like when I try to go really light and warm up, it's like I'm trying to unnaturally go into a position that's not naturally where my body wants to take it when it's not under load. So all of a sudden when I do 135, it feels completely different from what I was just doing. So we'll jump to 185 here next, and I'll start using my slingshot. And so, but we're gonna do another set over here in the wide grips. We got 120 on here now. All right, 140. Whew, that feels good. The next set we'll do 160. I don't know if we'll do 2 sets in a row like that as it gets heavier. Okay, got 185 now. Okay. What is that, 41? Long range partials. We'll go to 225 next, but I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get that many. Man. Oh, man. Whew. Okay, 160 on here now. Definitely starting with this exercise, we're able to use a lot more weight here. Okay. Okay. 180. I think we'll do one more. Set back to back. Man. Whew. Go to 200. Okay. So we did 41 long range partials in the last one. We'll see what happens here. Maybe we can get 10. I'm trying to focus on reps more with this. Here. 12. That's not too bad. Yeah, that previous set definitely took it out of me. Okay, at 200 pounds now. All right. I think that'll be our last set of those. Okay, and then we will move on to bent over barbell rows. And I am going to do those a little stricter. My back is going to be a lot more straight, so when I go over, it's going to be basically just like that. So I'll probably use 25-pound plates on the side just so I can get lower to the floor. And I might have to use an elevated box under my feet. That's okay. I just want to do that so we can increase our range of motion and do a little bit more stricter, just so where we're not taxing the lower back so much. Okay, so we moved on to the lower incline press. I just started with the bar and I'm using 95 pounds now just to get everything limber for this angle. Okay, we'll move on to 135 now for this next set. And then I'll superset that with the bent over barbell rows. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing something a little different here. I have this, this catch bar raised just a little bit, and I have a platform I'm standing on just so I can lift it up a little bit higher than just the bare floor, since the smaller plates are on there, and then go forward just a hair so we can actually clear this catch with the bar so we can go lower. And so then do a bit about a mid grip here, nothing crazy, and treat it more as a deadlift when I first get this off. Forward just a little bit. So I still got a nice arch in my back. So even though my legs are straight, my lower back is straight. And the upper back feels safe. You just vary with the equipment. I'll probably go to 25s on each side here next and I don't know if we'll use our belt. We might. It all depends on how it feels. I'm trying to still keep my back nice and straight and arched. Not like you're arched over. You're arching like this, like your chest is up. So even if my top goes a little bit, it's not going to be anything dangerous. So superset and do 135 over here on that lower incline. Okay, we'll go to 185 next. I'll probably use my slingshot for that just so we stay locked in that groove. Okay, 95 pounds. Do about a mid grip. Keep everything nice and tight, as if we're doing a deadlift, nice and arched. Okay. All right. And also the nice thing about doing them on here is you see me before using 225 to 315 for reps. And on here, I'm barely using any of that kind of weight and still getting a really good contraction, really good pump. And so, and plus doing that wide grip pull down first, kind of pre-exhaust the muscle. Nice way to manipulate the weight. So even the lighter stuff feels heavy because the other set pre-exhausted it. Another gentleman that used to do that a lot was Lee Haney. He would, rarely would he ever do his compound movements first. He would do leg extensions, leg curls, leg press before he would ever touch squats. And that's actually kind of where I got this idea from. He'd do the wide grip first, and then he would do a bent over movement. And then like a one-arm movement or a cable movement, and then like a T-bar row. Different variations. And so it's kind of his philosophy is like a push-pull routine through a lot of his stuff. So like if he was doing chest, he wouldn't do triceps that day because it's both be push. So you do chest and you do biceps because it's a push and pull. Or like today we're doing back and chest. It's a push and pull. Same kind of mindset, or doing biceps and triceps together, push and pull. So, and then Arnold, he used to do that back in the day too. He would superset his back workout with his chest. And I think Franco did it all alone because Franco went a lot heavier than Arnold did. And it just took a lot out of him. So we'll do a set over here. All right, 185. And we'll see what this feels like. Okay. Oh. Woo. 30. Not bad. We'll go up one more time. Okay. We'll either go to, I think we might just go to 145 for the next set. That'll be our last set here. We'll do one more set over here at the lower incline with 225 with our slingshot. See if we can get about 8 with this. That would be nice. Okay. Yeah. Ooh. That was good. 2 more than I thought I was going to. Man. Man, I tell you, the back pump, the combination, that's crazy. Man, that feels great. Whew. Do one more set of bent over barbell rows, and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay. Yeah. That'll be your last one. All right, guys. So I'm going to be using the hammer strength machine here. And I'm going to do something a little different. I'm only going to use one arm at a time, but I'll place my side right here on this pad, and I'm going to lean forward quite a bit. And not just to here, but I'm going to lean out like this so I can really get that deep stretch and then pull up like this, as if you're almost kind of doing like a machine pullover. So I put 100 on each side here, and hopefully you guys don't lose me, but I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to lean forward like this. I'll put my hand here and my foot on the machine here. So as you can see, I'm really leaning forward like this, my butt's back, and I pull up. I'll have to adjust the camera. So you can really see how deep it is. Just a better range of motion. I'll lean really far forward and pull. And I might go a little lower in my reps here. Nice deep stretch. More stretch you get, the more muscle fiber you're going to hit. So this is it's a little bit of a higher incline. It's still low, but it's definitely lower than like the normal incline that you do with standard press. So already use 15s and go up to 25s here. And we're gonna be doing flies. Get a really good, nice stretch in here. Almost like a push press. Nice and deep, keep that chest up. Okay, we're gonna do our next set here. Got a 145-pound plate, and I'll start using my wrap, and I'll probably go down to 6 to 8 reps on these. Okay, yeah, you can see I got my hand on this rest, my foot here, and my arm all the way up here. Nice deep stretch. And there we go. Okay. Do the next one. Okay. Here. This will help prepare you guys get strong for all those old time lawnmowers where you have to pull the daylights out of the cord to get the goofy thing started. Or a snowmobile. That's what these are for. If you guys are wondering, these are 100-pound plates. They are. Moving up to the 35s. And be really careful with basically any of your fly movements. I've heard of a lot of people before tearing their biceps, going super, super deep like that, and you're stretching everything. And yeah, it feels good to get a really good deep stretch on your chest, but just be mindful. I mean, I'm doing mine more of like a push press when I go down. I don't keep my arms super wide like that because it taxes my shoulders more. So as I start to go down, I'll start to turn it more into a press. And so Arnold did that, Lee Haney did that. A lot of those guys back then did that to get that maximum range of motion. Okay, I got 200s on each side. Start with the right arm. And we'll see how these feel. I might start dropping my reps down to 6 because this is more of just a big power movement. So arm here. All the way forward, stretch. Start that lawnmower. We'll go to 8. Yeah, I just love that deep stretch that you get all the way there, as if you're doing like a pull-up and you're going down. Really, really good exercise. Yeah, I originally discovered this because I was always doing a seated and doing one arm at a time. And then when I went down like that, I mentioned before, I don't ever like these chest support especially on the ones where you're laying down, you got to unrack it and pull because it squeezes the life out of you. There's enough stuff that I want to concentrate on. I'm not trying to build the lungs here. I'm trying to build the muscle that I'm trying to hit. So I'll hold on to this, and that's what I would do before. I'd lean really close, but then I started varying with it, and then I'm like, well, I'd go way far forward and get a big stretch, and then I'd feel the back differently. So lots of fun different variations that you can do. Okay. Whew. Man, I'll put a 45 on there, and then we'll throw another 100 on there. I'm using the hundreds because they're narrower. Last time I did this, I didn't show it on video. I had 6 45s on there. I maxed it out. So the hundreds are a lot narrower plates. So we'll be able to get more weight on this thing. And it's old school, it's heavy, it can handle it. Ooh. Pass out before the set starts. Okay, we'll move on to 45s, and that might be our last set of those because I still have a couple more exercises. The incline hammer strength, and then I'd still like to do some dips. Yeah. Oh, man. Okay. I love doing these different angles because it seems like my chest is pumped in different areas than it normally is. I remember talking to you guys before about how Arnold would vary with his incline. And I was just like, I have to wonder if he's just doing an exercise on a certain incline, and then the next exercise is basically the same one, but just on a different incline. And so I think that's probably what he was doing versus jumping all over the place with a certain weight and progressively overloading. Kind of hard to do that. Probably easier to get injured than trying to go up and weight on each angle, and then you go back down to the first angle, and then you go up again. Sounds like a recipe for disaster. So let's do another set of the one arm rows over here. We'll start with this side. Probably do about 6. See how that feels. Whew. They're getting heavy. Okay. Woo. Man. Whew. That's getting heavy. There's no skirting around. Whew. Okay. Do some incline hammer strength presses. I don't think I'm gonna use my elbow wraps today, just because we're already pretty taxed in the pressing movements. So just get some more blood in there. Remember, I'll be doing my long range partials, my X reps. So if any of you guys out there think, why is he not going full range of motion? There's a reason for it. I want to keep as much strain and stress on the muscle as long as possible, because at the top, when you're peaked, you get to rest and you're focusing a lot more on your triceps. That's just me though. This is what I like to do. So if you want to go for full range of motion, there's nothing wrong with that either. But when people look at, well, what is he doing? He's doing it wrong. I'm like, no, there's a specific reason why I'm doing it. So, all right. So yeah, basically I've attacked this with 3 different incline angles and then a flat. Still not sure if I'm gonna do the dips. We'll see, because we just did dips the other day and I'll be doing dips for my arm days. So not really sure yet. We might just do some pec deck some pec deck flies over here when we're done. See how that feels. I got one more set over here of those 1-arm rows. I don't want to rest too long, so that's going to be a heavy set. All right, so we got 300s on each side. We got 600 pounds. Start with the right one this time. Probably only going to do 6 reps, because this is really heavy. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Whew. Man. We'll wait a second for this next set. Whew. Heavy, heavy. No screwing around. Ooh, we're not going to get 6 with that one. Obviously, we discovered the left lat is a little bit weaker. That's okay. It was a bigger workout just pulling these 100-pound plates over here and then having to pick them up. It's like carrying around big, huge bags of cement, except those are usually only 80-pound bags, not 100. So, all right. We'll do another set over here on the incline, and then I'll start taking this off. Okay. Okay, got a 45 and 25 here on each side. Ooh, okay. We'll put 2 45s on there for the next set. Probably took me like 5 or 6 minutes to put away all those 100-pound plates. Okay. Okay, we'll put a 25 on there, and that'll probably be our last set of those. Okay, we'll do our last set here of this exercise. Woo, that was good. Okay, I've already started to do a couple of warm-up sets with the seated cable T-bar rows. And so just started with a couple of field sets there. So doing a little variation here. Got this elevated a little bit more so I can go, we might go a little lighter so I can go deeper with this. Really get that deep stretch. Okay, that was 100 pounds. Go on to 140. Probably do a couple more sets here. Nothing too crazy, just because I'm trying to get on and off of that little platform so we can go a little deeper. Whew, man. And it definitely takes a lot out of you doing the back and chest together, that's for sure. Moving on to pec deck flies. Like I was saying in previous videos, when I do this, generally will put my arm over here so I can kind of pull and really stabilize the core so I don't pull anything as I reach for the other side. And vary with the depth. If something feels too deep, you don't need to go that far. Okay. All right. We'll move up. It's 100 pounds to 130. Okay. Got 140 on here. Wraps on. Man, it is incredible how good that feels in that deep stretch position. We'll do one more set here. I'll go up and wait. Good stuff. Okay, we'll do our last set here. Set with the wraps. Okay. Oh. Okay. One more. Man, that was good. So 160. All right, so I'm gonna do this lying variation, kind of like a T-bar. Jeez, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go up that much more. Whew. For one, this takes my breath away. And number two, my back is shot. So I think for our next back workout, what I'm gonna end up doing is I will probably try to do that T-bar row earlier. So after I get done doing those barbell rows, I'll do the T-bar rows then. And then we can vary, just because it was a lot of work putting those plates on and unloading those plates. I mean, heck, that probably took 15 minutes in itself of just work getting that machine ready. And so we'll probably vary. And so I want to do about 4 to 5 exercises for back. And I'm probably going to cut out deadlifts for a while. And there's a bunch of the other stuff that's basically, it's similar. And if I do any kind of stuff for hamstrings, like a stiff leg deadlift or something, a variation of that to really isolate the glutes, it still will hit a lot of the same muscles that the deadlift does. Because, I mean, it's an overall power movement and it looks really cool to use a lot of weight, but the benefit of what I'm trying to do, it's more of a powerlifting movement. I'm not here to lift a truck. I mean, I want to do stuff to make the muscle grow. I want the muscle to look powerful. It doesn't necessarily need to be powerful. And so I know powerlifters would probably have the guy way back in the day said bodybuilders like building a nice, pretty muscle over being strong. It's like, well, that's true. I mean, but if the weight comes, that's fun too. But you see a lot of guys that as they continue to progressively overload with really heavy amounts of weight with lower reps, end up eventually tearing something or hurting something. Like, like Dorian Yates or Branch Warren, a lot of those guys have gotten hurt over the years from just really throwing around a lot of heavy weight in the gym. And powerhouses, very strong individuals, but, I mean, I'm going to be 38 this year in a few months. And I look at these other guys, I'm like, I don't want to be having back issues in the next 20, 25 years and then have to deal with it for the rest of my life. Or have muscle tears or something like that. I mean, I love the way Ronnie Coleman used to lift, but man, that poor guy, he's had He's had it pretty rough these last number of years with the amount of back surgeries that guy has been through. Looks tough. And when you look at someone else like Jay Cutler, I mean, the only kind of injury he ever got was doing a photo shoot, lifting a dumbbell to do a military press. That was it. Never in the gym. Nothing that he ever did that he ever get hurt in the gym. So I want to be like that. I want to be like his age, where he's in his early 50s and for the longevity and the long haul. That's what I want to do. So I'll add a 10-pound plate to this, and we'll do one more set here, and I think we'll call it a day. I was going to do dips, but I'm going to end up doing dips on my other arm days. So even the reverse grip bench press is it's basically tricep movement, but I wanted to do that for my chest, as I prefer that over the standard barbell bench press. This is another exercise that's really easy to really start pulling away. Your chest is away from it, so as you go up, you really are pulling up. And you got to be careful, because this pad can really push into the top part of your hips, into your groin area and your pelvis. You got to be very careful, because if you really were going hard on that, you could probably break something internally. That's not what this exercise is designed for. It's not meant for breaking bones. It's meant for breaking muscle tissue down so we can build it back up. So yeah, overall, really good workout. I had my carb mix today. Had a couple scoops of that again. Just so once my sugar-free energy Rockstar is gone, I start drinking that. I mix the Crystal Light in there. Makes it taste a little sweeter. A lot of those carb drinks don't really taste like anything. Just kind of tastes like a gummy, sweet drink, which, I mean, it's okay. But Crystal Light makes it taste really good. So yeah, reverse grip bench. Ended up going up on that quite a bit today, just in regards of reps. So what do we have? 185. I did that for 41 long range partials, the X reps. So that was cool. And then 225 where we do 12 X reps. And then on that lower incline, I did 185 for 30 long range partials. That was cool. And we still got 225 for 10 long range partials. So that was neat. I really like playing with the angles, because it really pumps the chest up differently. Really cool. So yeah, with the flat, you do that main slight incline, and then another incline, and then the normal incline over here. I mean, that's 4 different angles. I mean, I guess we didn't do a decline or anything like that. So we'll hit that though on the tricep days. We'll do dips there. And so I don't really feel as comfortable doing the decline bench press anymore. Not here, at least. Because the machine that we tried to use over there it's like a fixed machine at the bottom for feet, so you can't adjust it, and obviously it's meant for someone taller than me. And so when I was trying to do it, it's like my feet were gradually unhooking themselves from there. I'm like, I can't have that happen. I mean, I would really slide all the way down off the machine if that were to happen. Now, the one that used to lift at LA Fitness was very secure. It was almost like you could do like the Roman chair sit-ups, to where you put your feet down there, really lock in, like you're trying to do like leg extension. Really lock you in there well. You weren't slipping, you weren't going anywhere. Nice and tight. So I really liked that. But the bench that they also have on this side is like a rickety one, and I don't want to do that, especially on a decline. With an incline, if something were to happen, I mean, it'd probably be a little safer than something happening on a decline and just going right down to you. And so, I don't know. Either way, if a bench were to fail, it'd be dangerous both ways. So... All right, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for just tuning in. If you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe and comment to boost that algorithm. We just really appreciate you guys. And thank you all for you new subscribers out there too. It's been incredible seeing our channel grow. I mean, we're over 300 subscribers now, and I'm just like, it's mind-boggling. It's incredible. It's a privilege. And so, yeah, comment on what you guys liked about the workout, where you guys are from, if you feel comfortable with doing that, what kind of workouts you guys like. Yeah, really good workout. Reverse grip bench went really good. Yeah, and I'm still varying with this. It's been a while since I've done both chest and back together. It does take a lot out of you. Play around with the exercises, maybe try to do some of those mass builder ones first, even though we're gonna be really trying to focus on the form and be a lot more careful and cautious with what we're doing. And so I wasn't really going that heavy tonight with the bent over row, so I didn't use my belt, but normally I would. And so as we progressively overload with that, I'll probably start using my that classic belt that I love using, because that's what this is about. Safety and longevity. That's what I want. And I would love to be able to be doing this channel for a lot of years from now, so I can help a lot of you guys out there and support you, help you reach your goals, help you reach your dreams. I don't do any coaching or anything like that. I mean, everything that I do is free. So if you guys watch me, you guys will get a lot more answers to your questions. So lots of good things ahead. So hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. And until next time, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.